Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you a Python script that I wrote that essentially takes our MassLoad XML files and translates the CatEntDesc versions of the XML files. That's all I have right now, from English, for example, to some other language using the Google Translate APIs. Now, I've had a lot of trial and error and a lot of problems getting our XML files to work. And the reason for that is because of the way we have them structured. Primarily, we do not have the CatEntDesc elements wrapped within a main element, such as a root tag. So earlier versions of what I'm going to show you here, I was actually going into the XML files and putting all of the CatEntDesc entries within a root open and close tag at the big top and bottom of the XML file. The other thing we have is within our XML files, we have non-escaped ampersands being used for the language IDs, as well as for the image path. We have the ampersand WCH prefix and ampersand WCH assets references here. That was causing all kinds of problems parsing the XML. So what I've done is I've actually put all of that parsing logic into my Python script. And essentially what it's going to do is it's going to go through. I've added in logging. I've added in error handling. So if the Google Translate API, for example, times out or it returns empty responses, it'll attempt to retry the translation again. And basically what we do is we then pre-process our XML. So we're going to go into the XML files that we're defining. We're going to escape those ampersands, and we're going to put the CatEntDesc records within root tags. We're then going to translate the data to the language that we're specifying. So here in the script, I can specify my destination language, and I'm going to do this example in French. And essentially what it will do is it will translate the name, short description, and long description values within the predefined XML files into French from English. And then what I've done is I've made it so that we can actually do it against multiple files, so we're not having to run at one file at a time. And I'm also having it go into the output files and change the language ID attribute value from, for example, EN_US for English to, for example, FR_FR for French. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define two of our XML files underneath my input files. And then I'm going to change the output file names for those two files as well to be, for example, _FR. And I think I'll use the bath products and the dining room products. So you can see these are our out-of-the-box records here. We have our non-escaped ampersands here. We have EN_US. The name, short description, and long description are all in English. We have the non-escaped ampersand here for the WCH prefix. And that's the case in the bath products XML as well. So I'm going to start out just by coming down and defining my input files names and my output file names. Okay, so again, on line 47 here, I've set my destination language to be French. And then down at the bottom, I've defined my input files, bathproducts.xml and diningroomproducts.xml. And then I'm saying for output files for those, do bathproducts_fr.xml and diningroomproducts_fr.xml. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this script. I've also added in logging, so it'll create a translation log file that we can go in and take a look at the actual communication with the Google Translate API. Okay, so just like that, we're done running those two files. We can see over here the bathproducts_fr.xml and the diningroomproducts_fr.xml. If we go ahead and open up the bath products, the only thing I notice is that it has removed the comment that we had at the top of the original source file. I don't think that should be a problem when it comes to loading it, but I am going to test it. but you can see that it's changed the language ID to FR_FR. It put the non-escaped ampersand back in there. The name, short description, and long description values are all translated into French. Same thing if we go into the dining room products and open up that file as well. One of the cool things too is if we look at the Google Trans API and the languages that it's able to translate to, the list is quite extensive. So they have it arranged alphabetically here. So let's say, for example, I wanted to do another translation, but I wanted to do this one in German. So if I find German in the list here, I see that the code is DE. So I'm going to go ahead and close out my French file. And this time I think I'll do the kitchen products. And you can see that we have our kitchen products the way our out-of-the-box data comes. So I'm going to simply come to my Python script. I'm going to change the input file and the output file to be just that file. And I'm going to change my destination language to DE instead of FR. Okay, so language has been changed to DE for German. I've also specified my input file as kitchenproducts.xml, my output file as kitchenproducts_de.xml, and then I've changed my destination language code to DE_DE for the language ID value. I'm going to go ahead and run my script. Okay, the script is finished running. And if we go to our kitchenproducts_de XML file, we'll see that the language ID was changed to DE_DE. The name of the products have been changed to German. The short descriptions have been changed to German. The long descriptions have been changed to German. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce any of these. Next, what we'll do is just take a quick look at the translation log file to see what type of information we're getting from the Google Translation API. So if we open the translation log file, we'll see that it's basically saying we're processing the attribute name for entry, and then it's going to list the cat entry ID. For in this case, it's kitchen_cabinets_1, and it's translating the text value dark brown wood grain cabinet to Dunkelbrauner Holzerknuckenschrank. I have no idea what it even says or how to pronounce it. But as you can see, it's going to give us information about all of the different steps that it's going through for the different attributes that we've specified, such as name, short description, and long description. And it's showing us the English and what the translation text equivalent is. And we can use this log to see if there were any errors, for example, as it was translating the values. So as you can see, this is a pretty quick and efficient way to convert our out-of-the-box catalog data for MassLoad specifically from one language to another using Google Translate.